Hello, friends. Oh, Mimi, stop that. Hello, friends. Welcome to Wild Cottage. My name is Susan. This is my knitting and crafting podcast. This is a small version here that's focused on the works in progress that I'm doing with my minis, and talking about the Merry Mini Mouse. It's not like in Merry as in like Merry Christmas. It's just in like Merry Happy. Because we love our minis. The Merry Mini Mouse 23 that I'm doing along with Linda of the For Fun of Knit podcast. So I've got all my minis together. I'm showing you my minis. I'm showing you the projects that I'm working on. And also, because some of you have commented that you have not yet knit your first sweater and you'd like to, but you're a bit nervous, and did I do tutorials and all? Well, I don't, but just recently I have come across two really good free ways that you can learn to knit your first sweater with someone. And one is particularly good because it involves, actually, you will have a live element with that person if you want. So I talk about those in this episode as well. So yeah, that's basically it. And yeah, I'm hoping to get this up on August 15th, which is the first official start day of our Merry Mini Mouse 23, and that is going to run, there's going to be two sections, one to the 6th of November when we'll draw prizes from that, and then the grand total finish will be on the 6th of January 2024, I believe, and then the grand prizes will be drawn for that. And for that, you have to have your project at least 50% done. To join in, whips are allowed to join in as long as you are not 50% done, as well as minis. You can also use your scraps. So basically we're classing minis as any of your yarns that are between 10 grams and 25 grams. So if you have scraps within that measurement, that can go in as well. I have just made and put up on Ravelry a bundle with different ideas for using your minis. Some are for like big mini sets, some are for smaller. There's some crochet, there's knitting. I just put them all in one big bundle, so just scroll through and see what grabs your attention. And of course you can do minis you can do stripes and jumpers and all. You don't necessarily have to be told it's for minis. You can just add your minis in and stripe as you like. And also Linda has made a bundle as well. So yeah. Okay, just before we start, actually, I need to tell you what I'm wearing. So this is the Summer Light Tee by Julie Knits in Paris. And I've made it out of a single strand of mohair. Now it's blowing out a little bit. The color is richer than this. Let me try to adjust. It's just hitting sort of the top of my hip. And we've got the extra fabric that I made by just doing some knit back and front increases along the front here only, not around the sides or the back. And so it just kind of skims over the pokey belly. If you want to skim over your pokey belly, that's a nice way to do it. And it just gives a lovely, well, I think a lovely flow. So I'm wearing this just with like a sports kind of bra, like a bralette underneath it in like a deep purple color. And yeah, so the modifications I made were the peplum, and then I just bound off, I think, with a I-cord. I think I did an I-cord on this, or maybe I just did a regular bind off, because I don't want ribbing around here. So yeah, and it's hitting my top hip bone there. It's really lovely. The yarn is very, very soft. I'll stand back because I think it's hard to see the color. So this is the Gay Agenda colorway in the kid mohair and silk, and also the yak sock, which we can't really see in this light. Let's see. There it is there. And I have a whole skein of that nearly left, which I decided I think I might make a bralette out of for under this as well, just for fun, or, you know, something like that. But yeah. So, and those are both by Ross. of the Wee Yarn Company in the Netherlands.
Wow!
So here we have all of my minis gathered, and I will chat with you about them. Also the ones that are in projects or going to be projects. I nearly forgot to add in this bit where I pick the winners. So I was uploading the video and then I remembered I hadn't picked the winners for the pattern prizes. So there'd be 2 winners and I'll use the random comment generator. You can contact me. Probably the very best way is email. You can use wildcottageknitting@gmail.com. Or if you want to send me an Instagram message. Sometimes they get lost and buried, but sure, that should work too. So, yes. Alrighty, here we go. So let's pick the first winner. Rachel Ray Fiber Arts. Congratulations, Rachel. I just started following her podcast. That podcast there is all about, like, she does a lot of needlework and, cross stitching and all, but she does anything that she does with the fiber arts is in there. And she lives in Ireland. She'd love to start the adventuresome wrap. So I think that's one I added to my Ravelry bundle. So there's one winner, Rachel Ray. So hold on. So it filtered out my comments. So it says there were 63 minus any doubles. So let's pick the second winner. Hold on. Oh my goodness. I don't think I had this on. Anyways, it picked Claire Woodhead. So sorry. I thought I picked go or thought I hit the red button and obviously I did not. But Claire, you are the second winner. So Claire and also Rachel, if you will contact me, either you can send me, probably the email is the easiest way to make sure I get it. So you can email at wildcottageknitting@gmail.com and let me know what pattern you'd like of well, sure, we'll talk about it when we email. And if you don't have the links there for the Ananina Duties Ravelry page and also Athena Lou's Ravelry page, they're 2 designers that I'm going to give away a pattern. So whichever one you want there, we'll work that out anyways. Well, rambling, but yeah, congratulations. Set here being one of those. This also is a set together. Oops. This here, apologies, that's a bit dark, is my scraps that are between 10 and 25 grams, which is kind of the parameter of our mini make-along, the Merry Mini Mal. So they're balled up there, and then some other sort of individual minis and a couple little sets in there. And then in this box I have a lot of sets and some individuals, 25 grams. And here is my Solly Yodo top that I showed you, the one I'd knit before last week. I'll pop in a little video so you can see me wearing it. And this is the version I'm doing for the Merry Mini Mal out of a Knitter's Homestead hand-dyed, naturally dyed yarns. So there they are there, and I kind of have them in the order that I'm going. It's a wonderful, easy top. So there, I just put out on Friday. I was talking about the Solly Yodo, but I didn't actually have it on for you, so I'm wearing it today. I've done a bit of a split hem. It's longer in the back than in the front. That's the way I did it. And then it has a nice drapey collar. I don't like anything close to my neck, especially when it's warm. Today I just have it on with like a sports looking bra thing in a pink. It doesn't really show through. Sometimes I wear it with a short sleeve or a tank, the cooler. Sometimes I put on a longer sleeve that coordinates with this. Yeah, and so you can see it's longer in the back and wider, and that's because I messed it up. But let me show you the little yarns. The little minis of the Knitter's Homestead, the Marie Antoinette number 3 set, and a couple from the mystery set. And I think this is how I'm going to run my new Solly Yodo color-wise.
and it's a recipe type of pattern, so you can make it, you know, any size, because it tells you how to do the maths. The pattern is the repeat pattern of the lace is very easy. It's a 4-row repeat, easy to memorize, and yeah, that you just repeat that. You knit the front and you knit the back, and then you can seam them together. You can add some panels, you can add some sleeves. There's different options. Like I made mine split hem. It's super easy. You just don't hem up all the way, is the way I did it. So you can make it as long or as short as you'd like. Um, and Nicole, the who wrote the pattern, is always, you know, happy to help. I do recommend it. I love it. This is my second one, and it won't be my last. So that's a project that I'm working on for the Merry Minnie Mouse. Then I have also in this beautiful bag by Jackie of Soft Accents UK. There's her tag. She makes the most wonderful bags. I just want to give her a shout out. Definitely check her out. You can't see that. Let me adjust. The sun is coming in and out and the rain, so I apologize. So now that's a bit blown out there, but we can see the bag. So they're very well made, lots of lovely big pockets. And in here is my Vroom Vroom shawl, which I have wanted to knit since it first came out, which is probably a little over a year ago. And I started. And I'm knitting that out of Robin's Promise Pheasant colorway mini set. And then this, oops, this is what happens when I can't look at the camera. The mohair. So I'll insert a picture of the different colors. Um, look at this. Here we go. That's better for the color. Absolutely stunning. And what's really funny is that I remember when it came out, and for whatever reason, I was showing Linda of For the Fun of Knit, who we are hosting this Merry Mini Make Along, the Merry Mini Mouse together. And she was like, "Oh, that's so cool. I have, you know, like Halloween set that would be perfect for. I want to make it for next Halloween." And I just watched her video that she's done all about the minis and some of her works and projects that aren't works in progress that aren't minis. And she's picked out the minis and she's going to knit the Vroom Vroom shawl as well. So it's a pattern by Cheryl Cox. It's not hard. You just need some minis or scraps and then mohair if you want. I've chosen a solid mohair to go with all my minis. Some are more variegated than others, but I'm so excited. It's going to be absolutely beautiful, and it's got this ruffle and it's lovely and flowy. So yeah, that's something that definitely qualifies for the Merry Mini Mal. So that's a work in progress. Also, let me try to fix the color here. In this lovely little bag that was gifted to me. Yeah, I've bought one and she gifted me one by Amelia of Knitting with Amelia in Style. She has a little Etsy shop where she has bags, and she also has patterns. And I stuck it in this bag, this lovely little sock bag, because I'm actually knitting her very first sock pattern. I think she has 3 now. I have all of them, and I'm going to knit all of them. But this is the one I've started. I'd started it a while ago, but then I changed my color choices. So these are going to be a gift for Tom. They're the Näcken Socks, and they're based on a Swedish legend that has to do with music. And so there are notes on it and leaves on it because I think it has to do with the forest. I think I'm just going to do the notes because it's for Tom as a musician. So what I've got here, I've got some dark blue, navy blue sock yarn from Hobie. It's their 4-ply there, and it's not superwash, it's just wool and polyamide. And for the color work, heels, cuffs, toes, I'm going to use, now we're blowing out, my scraps mostly, and picked out some that qualified for the weight requirement. And yeah, So and I think it's going to look really lovely. Tom and I both love orange. It's one of, well, I love all the colors, but orange is one of my favorites. And it's become one of Tom's favorites now too, because it's kind of like our color. So this was one I got in the US at like the charity shop. These two are beautiful ones from Irish Dyer Fine Leaf Fibers, and her Blazing Heat, I think, set is what it's called. You have 3 different colors of oranges with the beautiful blue Donegal neps in there. And I knit Stephen West's shawl that I've forgotten the name, and I'll put here. But it's this beautiful. It's beautiful, and it's a non-superwash. I think it's a BFL, but I highly recommend checking out her shop as well. She's lovely things, and she has. It was for sale, may still be for sale. She has a Samhain, a Halloween countdown calendar that I ordered. I'm so excited about that. So yeah, and so I've got a couple different colors, and I've just started the sock. And what's really fun on that Näcken sock is the cuff pattern. Can we see it? Is, I'll just, so the cuff pattern is something different I've never done before. It makes it like a type of ribbing. It's really lovely, and that's one of the reasons I changed my yarns. That's what I meant to say. From what I was originally doing, because you wouldn't really see, the yarn was too patterned. You wouldn't see this pattern. It's not showing up for me at the moment, but yes, so enjoying this a whole lot. So that's another work in progress. Let me just put this away. Then I have in here, so we got new bedding because the bedding set we had was getting so many holes. Now I'm still going to use it because I love it, but I needed a new one, and I got this lovely sort of it's actually not that blue. It's actually like a sea foam green and pink set. And then I don't know, came over real girly, and then I got this lovely kind of pastel-y heart fuzzy pillow, and I have this pillow here for my neck that I absolutely need, and but it's red and it matched our other set, but it doesn't match this one, so I thought I'd crochet a cover. And so I picked out some minis here. I can't remember where that's from. I think it might be from Yarn. Oh, it was something from the UK before Brexit. And I have a leftover. This was from my very first ranunculus. And this is a merino and silk 50/50, I believe, from Corcra, another Irish dyer, and I love her yarns. And I found that leftover, and that will just match so beautifully. I mean, it may not look like it here, but it's an exact match. So then that got me thinking, because this being the first one I knit it completely to pattern, and it's really too short, and it has a big drop stitch in it there. So I'm partially considering unraveling it and using it to cover the pillow. But if not, oh, and that's funny. I'm actually, one of her bags I'm using to put it in. I didn't realize. I have a lot of other minis that I've chosen that would be lovely also for a color cover, pillowcase cover. And one of these is a beautiful set, again, a dyer up in Northern Ireland, Lonely Mountain Yarns, and her shop is on Etsy, I believe. And this colorway is Eureka, and it's DK. Isn't it beautiful? Look at those colors. They're so spring-like. They're blowing out a tiny wee bit. But so that's lovely. And then I have some leftovers. Yeah, I have a couple different leftover guys in here. So I'm going to crochet a pillow cover of some sort. And if it's with my minis, then it will go in the cow. Then the next work in progress has been in progress for about 2 years. Because it's such an autumnal type of item that's when I really want to knit on it. And it is the Venation Shawl by Amber O'Brien, and it's a very lacy pattern. And this is a lovely bag I got in Colonial Williamsburg, which is when I go back to the States to visit family, that's where I go. So, and I got, while I was there, the Autumn Leaves set from Robin's Promise Yarns. She's a local dyer there. What is it called? Fallen Maple Leaves. It's a 10 skein mini kit. And venation means like the veining in leaves, so I thought that was perfect. So there's a little wee look at some of the colorways in there. And you'll see more about this as I get going. And I don't have very much started, but I've got my little... But yeah, it's a lace pattern. It requires some attention, but it's absolutely super beautiful. So that's another mini project that I will be doing. For this set, this is really beautiful. And it is the first set. Let me set that out on something. I got in 2019, my very first set of Advents ever. And it's from Giddy Aunt Yarns. And then afterwards, they had some of the minis of the 12-day mohair that went with this, and they had a little sale, so I bought that. If you would like to knit your very first garment, your first sweater, but are a bit nervous about it, Valerie Fisher of the podcast A Visit with Nana and Papa is doing a really wonderful thing. And starting in September, she's going to run a knit along for knitting your first jumper. And the pattern, I think she has 2 options. One is going to be the one by Tiff Nealon. And she's going to have Zoom meetings and all, so you can be there live and ask her questions. You can, show her your knitting and say, where am I going wrong, or what do I do next? And she is not charging for any of this. All that she asks is that you send her the receipt for the pattern, because it's a paid for pattern and she will be talking about it in depth. So you need to have bought the pattern. But also, if you are wanting to do this but you cannot afford the pattern right now, she has a couple scholarships available so she can gift you the pattern. I think that's really wonderful. She is a master knitter. She really, really knows what she's doing. And I think it's going to be a really good way to learn. It's the, next best thing to having a person physically beside you, because you can ask all the questions, you can show your knitting, she can see what you're doing and help you if you've kind of gone wrong or you're unsure. So definitely, so check out her Instagram. I'll link everything below. A podcast is A Visit with Nana and Papa, and it's with her husband. I think his name is Jim. I keep thinking of him as Papa, and he's very good about seeing a lot of movies and talking about books, and they just have like a bit of a banter back and forth. He's a bit of a wiseacre, but they're both super nice, but he will make you laugh. Very down to earth, very real, not fancy, no fancy editing. It really is just like going for a visit with the Nana and Papa, and do check that out. So that could be a really great way to start a garment. And even if you've knit a garment before, you can still obviously join in that cowl. Very welcome if you want to come to the Zooms and help give any guidance to anybody that has a question. Also, another thing, if you can't do that knit along in September, on Skillshare, Brandy Cheyenne Harper has 2 new classes on there, and the first one is about knitting your first sweater, and then the second one that follows on from that is like making any modifications on that sweater. And so she brings you through, you get the pattern for free with the class, And you can get the class for free because you may realize, you may have seen, Skillshare often is offering you the first month free. So you can sign up, take as many classes if you like as you like, and if you find that you don't want to continue your membership, just be sure to cancel before the month is up. And a lot of podcasters will offer that on their videos, and I'm sure if you just Google in general, you will find something. But I know like Brandy Cheyenne Harper offered it, I think maybe via her Instagram, but then Allie of Little Drops of Wonderful often has a video that includes that link where you can go and have the first month free. Froyle Art has it as well. So that could be a really, really good thing to do. And this jumper is I think it's a bulky or a super bulky. So I did that. So I took the class because I wanted to tell you about it and tell you my thoughts. And I thought it was really nice. This pattern is called the Gayest Crew. And it's a raglan. Sorry about this is blowing out. And I've just held several yarns together to create the bulky weight yarn. I haven't finished the sleeves yet. Knits up super fast. And yeah, I did a marl, a rainbow marl. And I'll talk about this more when I finish it off and talk about the yarns and all. But yes, so check that out as well. And I'll leave a link below to that because that's another way that you could knit your first garment with some guidance for free. So that's pretty cool, I think. My other bunch of minis is a set that's still growing. Let me see if I can get the color a bit better. It's probably a little bit better. So this is the Crystal Minis from Giddy Aunt Yarns. And they decided this year, instead of doing a advent, they would do a monthly club and base the theme is on crystals. So you get in that club each month, you get the crystal colorway itself, and then it's complementary. So for example, this one is malachite. Oh, my phone's going out of battery. My phone ran out of battery, as you see. And yeah, just been having some technical difficulties. So what I'm going to do is this will be a two-part video. So you've seen most of the minis. I will show you the rest of the minis. I'm not sure where I'm supposed to be looking here. I think I'm supposed to look there. I apologize. I'll show you the rest of my minis in another video. And also what I'm going to knit. So do check out, if you'd like to knit your first sweater, check out that Knit Along with Valerie. That starts September 1st. Check out the Skillshare class with Brandy Cheyenne Harper. That's another avenue you can use. And I hope you cast on with your minis or your scraps between 10 grams and 25 grams for our Merry Mini Mal 23. And information again is in the description box about the mal as well. And you can enter on Instagram with the hashtag. Also, maybe try to tag me because Instagram is doing this new thing where on the hashtags it's showing you top posts and top recent posts, and to make certain that I don't miss your post. Maybe tag me, Wild Cottage Knitting, when you share your pictures on Instagram. You can also enter via Linda's Ravelry group, which again, I'll link that below. And I think it's for the fun of knit, maybe with 2 T's. Or you can also email her. And again, those links will be below. So it was really good to talk with you. And I hope you enjoyed some of the bloopers at the first. With Mimi being indecent. You know, dogs, they love to sniff private parts. Okay, friends, I will hopefully talk to you really soon, maybe within a few days. Because I have so much finished objects and all to show you. And yeah, I will show you my other t-shirt that I made, the Wilfrida. I finished that, and I did another little sort of swingy peplum thing, so I'll show you that as well. Okay, until we see each other or talk, we don't see each other, but we'll talk soon. Take care, friends. With love from Wild Cottage.